to get sick first. Number 3, when enough people's bodies know how to fight off a virus, it has nowhere to go. That slows the spread. When people get a vaccine, we're able to stop the spread quicker and get closer to ending the pandemic. To learn more, go to covidvaccinewa.org. A message from the state of Washington.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts Violetta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard with Guaranteed Rate Affinity. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Kind of nonsense conversation are we having here?
The Neon Ghost Show. The Neon Ghost Show. Right here on Rainier... what's it? Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Right about now.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world. I'm so tired. I have to pee.
This message is brought to you by Public Health, Seattle and King County, the Washington Department of Health, Washington Chapter AAP, and Within Reach. No matter where your classroom is, whether in person or online, routine vaccinations protect your child from serious diseases like measles, mumps, and chickenpox, and they keep your child safe, healthy, and thriving. Need help finding a provider? Visit parenthelp123.org or call the Help Me Grow Washington hotline at 1-800-322-2588.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not stopping a Mercer Island baseball, I'm listening to Rainier.world.
Around for a long, long. Hey, Tony Tone. Oh my God, you look beautiful. Haven't seen you since your surgery.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. So, today's topic is part 2 of generational curses. I'm not sure where Tiffany is at. She may come in the last 10 minutes. But you know,
okay.
She probably busy, you know, she got a lot of things going on. So
Okay.
anyway,
Okay.
moving forward, we touched on it a little bit last week. I like that flyer, the way that Daniel got it. You
Yeah,
know,
that flyer is awesome. It looks
yes,
really good.
yes. So anyway, we were talking about generational curses last week. And hey Tef. So I can't hear you.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, okay, I can hear the background. So we were talking about generational curses last week. So this week is part 2 because Tiff came in late and we wanted to get her side of things so we could get in on her. And then you were having surgery, Tony, so we weren't able to get your intake on it as well. So I was like, oh well, let's just do it part 2. So Tiffany, you want to go ahead because I know you were talking. And I had to cut it short because Daniel said we ran out of time.
Yeah, because my ass came in late. And I'm like burnt the fuck out right now. But so what I was saying, hey, look, Tony, we both got our
scars on.
Well, you know, I got my headband on. You know,
right? There we go. Okay. It looked like a scarf. It looked like you had your scarf on. What I was saying last week is that just in general, just growing up, there's 7 of us. Yeah. So I was saying growing up, I didn't hear, like, I never heard I love you ever. I think, what did I say? I was like 24.
Yes.
24. I was 24 when I first heard it from my mom. So what I said I was going to do once I had children, which I had my son when I was 15, is immediately I love you and kisses and immediately, because we never had that. We never had hugs and any of that. And so when I had questioned my mom on that, she just said her mom never did it, and her mom's mom never did it, and then her mom,
it
great grandma, great, nobody ever did it. And I'm like, you have to break it somewhere. But what I was saying is, if you look at my other siblings, they're not even like that with their kids. I'm literally like the only one.
So did you ever ask your mom, did you ever ask her, was you making excuses for not ever doing it, or you just let it go over, let her say words?
So the way my mom is, the way they were raised, when you weren't able to ask questions, like now kids are why, like our kids, why, why this, why that, they want to know why it doesn't make sense to them. We weren't allowed.
Did she look at it as talking back and being
exactly, Ebony, exactly. So you weren't able to question anything. So, but once I'm older, 24, it threw me off, like when she said it. And because by this time I already got 3 kids. I already have the 3, I already got them. And so I'm like, you've never said that. Why? And she just it was like nothing to her. She just said, my mom never said it, and her mom never said it. It just never was said. And that's just what it was. And they don't think, and the thing also is, my family's from South Carolina. So, and then my dad's military. And so they never, you couldn't question. Nothing could ever, anything, if you even fixed your mouth and they thought anything was going to get questioned, you was getting your ass stomped. That's just what it was.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I didn't want mine to fear is that means now you can't come to me. And I never wanted that, because my stuff was hidden for so long. I was like 6 months pregnant when my mom found out.
Wow.
At 15.
Wow.
Yeah. By the time she started digging around and being nosy, and because my mom's super nosy, it was seriously, I was like 6 months.
Dang. And like, she didn't see you was like your stomach was big.
No, because back then that was in 96. So
that was the style, the big clothes.
The big clothes. The really big clothes. So yeah, it was like, no, you weren't paying attention to it because everything was baggy. You know what I mean? And then you have to think, I'm 15.
Yeah.
Just turned 15, as a matter of fact. I was 14 when I got pregnant. I had them when I was 15. So, that's a 14-year-old body. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not these bodies these kids got now. This was still, I was still. But one thing that I always said I wanted to do, though, is I wanted to break those. And I made sure. And to this day, I make sure, like now, my son is here visiting for Christmas, almost 27. Still, you still get the I love yous, and even now,
I think it's with love. You just shower him with love.
You do. You literally right now. My 17-year-old Zamira, she, as soon as I walk in the door, that's my 17-year-old is like ready for kisses. As soon as you walk in the door, you know what I mean. And so, but it's always literally, as soon as you walk, girl, she got a ready. And ready, and it's like she's 17, she'll be 18 in August, and it's like this is what they know.
She's about to be 18. Wow.
And this is what they know, though, because this is what I've shown. And one thing that I always said is I want my kids to be able to come talk to me. I've never been. Remember, Ebony, I was saying last week, there's 6 girls. And I remember my mom's way of talking to us about our cycle was throwing pads underneath the sink.
Wow.
And then when it got low, she would just fill it back up. Not one time was there ever a conversation
about where menstruals came from.
Ever. We learned in school. They have that sex education, whatever it wasn't. That's when we learned. And so now as a mom, 18 years, with the girls, because the girls are 17 and 18, I had to change shit because I can't just throw pads underneath the sink and be like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
And my girls started early. My girls were 6 and 10.
Whoa.
Getting their period?
No, 8. I'm sorry, 8. Kyla's was 8. Zamira was 10.
getting their period?
Wow.
They
That
both
I've never heard in my years.
Kyla's had breast tissue already had breasts at 6. By the time she was 8, she had a full period when Zamira was 10. So they were both in, I think she was in 3rd grade. I think she was 2nd or 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Zamira was 4th grade. And that was the thing is I had to break another curse because now we got to figure out what works for you guys. Now we got to put you guys' cycle on a calendar. Now we got to, you know what I mean? Now I got to figure out what's going to work.
Yeah.
Are you guys getting frisky around that time? You know, you got to ask questions.
I mean, and she's 8. It's recess time. She want to play. She's having cramps. She's having cramps and children's Tylenol just ain't working. You know what I mean? So it was just like, wow. It's like now I'm like packing bags. I'm literally to this day, I'm like pack bags. Their shit to this day is on a calendar. They know their cycle when it's so with that, I had to break curses. You know, you got to wash your shit in cold water because if it's not, it's going to stain your underwear. You got to know when to go to the bathroom, when to change. Like I have to go through all of that that we never went through. So it's like I'm continuously even at 17 and 18, you know, like some people, like I said, how Zamira is, she is just like the sweetest child ever. She literally is, she just is. Mm-hmm. And she loves affection. That's just who she is. So if we're out in public, she has no problem kissing me on the lips. No problem. That's just who she is. If you're around her, it's like, this is just who she is. She's not changing. She's always going to be that person. This is just who my child is. And it's like, you can't change that. I can't neglect you from that because we're in public.
Yeah.
Even though she's almost 18 and my 18-year-old, I can barely give her a kiss on the damn cheek because, you know, they're just different, you know, but but like I said, to this day, I'm still breaking them. And it's still, we still have to learn what works. All 3 of my children are all completely different. But the girls are only a year apart, day and night. So it's like, you have to, I'm still breaking curses every day. So you just got to figure out what works, but what's healthy. And you want your children to be able to come to you and talk to you and not have anything hidden. I don't want shit hidden. Tell me, but know that I'm not going to get pissed. So that was another thing also growing up, is you couldn't talk because it was a form of talking back, but immediately pissed, immediately mad, and you can't talk this way, and you can't ask that question. I can't even ask why. You gonna knock me in my mouth because I'm asking why, because I don't understand. That's when we start hiding shit. That's when your children start hiding things. I want you to be able to talk to me about any fucking thing and not make you feel like you've done something wrong. We got to work through it. Now here's another problem. Now we got to talk about it and work through it. So you know, it's definitely, like I said, to this day, we're still working it out.
Yeah, you're the mom that you didn't have growing up, you know.
Absolutely, 100. Or the family, like I said, with 6 girls, none of them are like that with their kids. It's crazy.
That you were the one to say, you know what, I'm not doing this.
No, you're going to be able to come to me with anything and no judgment. Because if I start yelling and screaming, like when my daughter told me she wasn't a virgin, my 18-year-old, first of all, you guys have all surpassed me. Exactly. I had him at 15. So you guys have all surpassed me. So right now, okay, you're having sex. Okay. Now we need to talk about birth control. Like we got to talk about this shit to prevent. So like I said, we're continuously, you know, trying to break cycles and curses and, you know, so it's a everyday work in progress.
And it's going to be that way, you know, because things are going to happen. They're getting older and you're just that revolving door that they can open the door anytime and just, you know, come talk to me about whatever, you know.
And it has to be broken at some point. And then when it comes to their kids, I want them, like I want them to be able, I want them to be able to have their kids be able to come to them and talk to them about anything and share things. And there's no judgment. There's no punishment for asking questions. Girl, my daddy would knock my fucking teeth out just for saying, Why do we like? It doesn't make sense to me, girl. Whole mouth bleeding with no problem.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, that bastard's still alive.
He sound like my father.
Girl, ain't shit. He in Texas. I'm like, don't you got a life insurance policy? Ain't you going soon? Anyway.
Oh, Lord.
Girl, just no. He is a complete asshole.
Yeah. But they only do what they've been done to them. Their parents done the same thing. I wish we can have a mirror to see how they were raised. You know how when they did the Christmas carols, how they take you to the past, the present.
Yes, absolutely.
Do that for our parents, so I can see why you act like you act today. What happened to you?
You know what? I always say I want to get in people's heads. I always say I just want like 60 seconds to just be in certain people's heads because I want to understand their logic and their way of thinking.
You think 60 seconds is enough time?
I just need like 60 because it don't take long to figure people out when they talk. Just listen to a motherfucker talk for a minute and you could figure, especially Ebony, you already know. Listen to a motherfucker talk for 1 minute and you be like, oh yeah, I ain't feeling this motherfucker. So imagine, let me see your thoughts. Oh yeah, I just need a minute inside your fucked up head and be like,
Well, you know, some people with the mental health issues, some of them are con artists. So you kind of, I think 60 seconds is just too not enough time. I think at least 3 to 5 minutes. You get to tell if they're a psycho or not, or off, or whatever's going on with them. You know,
I feel like people show you crazy immediately. I know I do.
They do that with no problem and unapologetic too. I'm crazy and this is it and that's what it's going to be.
That's another thing too.
What?
That's another thing too, Ebony, about breaking curses. You ever meet people and then they just be like, this is how I am. I've been there. I've been that person. This is how I am. I've always been like that. It's like, no, you got to break that at some point too.
Yep. Or they just work and they don't have entrepreneur, mindset. It's like, no, I worked and this is what I've been doing and, 9 to 5 and, I clock in and they're content with that. You try to
some people, they are
a business. They don't want to hear that. Like my grandma, I was going to move her out here to be closer to me. And because I'm the closest one out of all of us. I mean, I'm a grandma's girl. And she was like, well, I got to bring my chair. She bringing all this ancient stuff, And I'm like, Grandma, just move out here. I'll buy everything new. I'll buy your watch.
It's not the same.
It ain't the same.
She cursed me out. She said, have you lost your damn mind? I said, what did I do, Grandma? I'm willing to buy you new stuff here. And she says, I work hard. I work hard, you crazy fool.
I'm telling you, no. And she wants to bring her stuff.
I worked hard. She paid off that little red leather set, which was, I don't know, red leather. I'm a contemporary type of chick, and my stuff is like contemporary modern. But she got a red furniture set, leather, and rent a center. Okay, rent a center.
Yes.
She paid it off,
and she was proud.
And you trying to get rid of her shit, and she paid it off. She worked hard. First of all, Rent a Center charge 5 times the amount anyway.
Well, we took her 4 years. Okay, so she done paid 10 times that old raggedy furniture, and look, it had a little rip in it, and she put some red tape over it. When I go visit, I know what furniture she was bringing. I was like, I'll buy you new stuff, but
no, she worked for that. That's hers. Don't discredit. She worked hard for that.
She refused to come out here because she says, I see how you gonna be. You gonna try to change everything, how I do things, and I ain't moving out there for you to control me.
Listen, all that furniture with missing pieces and everything. Just
that part.
Ship it all. Just have it shipped.
Or somebody broke up in her house that I bought out here, and y'all take all this shit with you, and Grandma, they done stole everything. That's the only way I could just get rid of it all.
Oh yeah, then she gonna be mad when police.
Exactly.
So, and it's like, don't take that from her. Let her bring that with her. As raggedy as that red couch is to you, she worked hard for that red couch, and that's why she tried to fix it with that damn red tape. And that red tape don't match with that couch.
And plus, it sits to her body a certain way. She know every story on that couch.
And my sister, she went to go get that red couch. And then my Uncle Lafayette said Rent-A-Sitter was knocking at the door at my grandma. Found out the red damn couch wasn't even paid for.
Oh, shoot. After 4 years? Dang.
Look, grandma said, look, she done had a couple repo incidents, but it's hers. It's hers.
So I'm like, oh my God. But my grandma was the same. She didn't tell me she loved me. It was the thing she did for me to know that she loved me. It was just her upbringing. And before she died, I heard her say she loved me for the first time before she died.
But you still felt it though, right? But you said by things that she did.
Because she would always make sure we were fed, even though we had to wear each other clothes or whatever the case may be. She didn't have much to give us for Christmas, but she gave us a Christmas dinner. You know, it was just a thing that she did. You felt the love in the house.
We did not have love in our house.
Yeah.
I never even saw my mom and dad be affectionate.
Damn.
Yeah, I saw mom being affectionate. 1, 2, boom, boom, bam, boom, boom, boom. That's what I saw.
Tyson and Holyfield, huh?
Tony, I'm trying not to pee on myself. So you said they were affectionate when he was going upside her head.
Yeah. And then at night, when it's late at night, you hear the moans, having sexual relations. I said, and y'all had a nerve to want to have sexual relations.
They done fought all day. They done beat the hell out of each other during the day and made love at night.
I said, this is a disgruntled mess here.
Ain't that some toxic shit right there? I'm gonna beat the hell out of you, but we gonna make love later, baby. Go ahead and put some frozen peas on that eye.
Exactly.
If that shit don't scream toxic,
I said when I got grown, if that's what love is, don't give me none. Keep it.
But that's good though that you recognize that, Tony, and not realize that violent physical shit is what love was.
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
That's not love.
You ain't gonna take that. Now, in the relationship that you was in, Tony, did anybody try to abuse you?
Oh yeah, my son's father tried it. He tried it.
He tried it. So what happened?
Well, he got put in jail, and I hit him a couple times, and then I thought I was gonna kill him, and then he thought he was gonna kill me, and then I said, "I'm not being my mother." So when he went in jail, I got away from him. He couldn't find me, and that's how I was able to break that cycle from him, because he was like, "If I can't have you, nobody else can have you," type of nigga.
Oh, that's some killer type.
So I think he would have killed me. Oh yeah, I think he would have took me out, and plus, I had enough sense to know that I wanted so much more in life than what he could offer. I mean, he was a wannabe drug dealer making $50. I said, if you're gonna be the kingpin, go make millions of dollars to go to jail. You're gonna
make some kingpin money.
Yeah, I'm like, this is crazy.
So he didn't have no money. He was a broke kingpin.
He was right.
He wasn't even a king. He was a peasant fiend.
Exactly. I said my father was fighting on my mother, but at least he had a little money. Not that he had the right to fight my mother, but he had money. I said, I'm broke.
At least you were able to break that cycle, though, because you knew you didn't want that, and you didn't want that for your son.
I knew I did not want that for my son. I wasn't going to show him no life like that. I said, love is about loving each other, telling each other you love each other, talking things out. Yeah, you can teach kids things. Now, kids act a little special when they get grown or get influenced by others. They forget what they were taught. But we only can show them the right way, because they're gonna go down their own.
Do you think it's okay for us to whoop our kids? Because nowadays they call it child abuse.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say this. I didn't beat my son. My son is gonna be 39. In 20, we almost in 2023, so he's gonna be 39. I didn't beat my son a lot, but when I got him because I did more talking, because you do have to talk to kids. I feel you need to negotiate and get them to understand what they're doing wrong. And so, yes, I do believe in beating them, but I think if I was a parent today, they probably would have locked me up because they would have said it was child abuse. Because if LaJuan lied, I used to wear real gaudy rings. I pop right in the nose, blood be all over the place. So they'd say, that's abuse.
I'm like,
but he lied.
I mean, mine wasn't like that. I'm using like a belt or something, but I mean,
she didn't hit him much.
In the car.
Right.
A couple times.
We were in the car and he was gonna lie and give me some lips. So you ain't wait till you got home. You get him right then and there. But you know, and I didn't beat him all the time because I think beating a child all the time, they get numb to it. They like just beating
mine did.
Girl.
Not mine. I'll fuck them up.
My auntie Robin would whip my cousin. I swear to God, I would go there for the entertainment. She would whoop Eric, and she really whooped him with. First, she started off with switches, and then she moved to the vacuum cords. Oh, she cut the vacuum cord and would whoop that fool. And then it got to the point that she whooped him so much, he'd be like, Robin, you missed the spot. You missed the spot. You missed the spot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like trying not to laugh. She's like, Ebony, get your ass out my house. Because I'm like rolling. She called me Matilda or what, the Angelica from the Rugrats.
Yes.
And I would be rolling because she think I masterminded. How mastermind you taking a cord and cutting it and whooping your child? And he talking about you missed the spot. And she was hitting him hard. So it got to the point to one day I was over there and she was making some hamburgers. So I'm like, oh, okay. You know, I want to eat hamburgers. She said, I ain't got enough food for you. Robin was always funny with me. And I was like, yeah, you do, you know, make me another burger. So as Eric was eating the burger, I seen a pill in it. She literally had a sleeping pill in the boy's burger. So I'm like, you know me, she called me Angelica. So you know me, I'm like, Eric, there's a pill or something in your burger. And he broke it in half. Boy, that boy snapped on Rob. She said, you get out my house, Angelica. She got on me because that's how my auntie Robin was putting all her kids to sleep. So she didn't have to whoop them no more. She put a pill in their food so they go to bed.
And put their ass to sleep.
And that's why she didn't have no burgers up for me, because she didn't want to have to wake up and see me the same day. So
I think in this day and age, it would be harder. I feel like the discipline is harder because versus when they were like little, because I remember when they were younger, I mean, just 17 years ago, I remember I had my prepaid phone. I'd have to go to the corner store and add minutes and I still had a house phone.
Wow.
So, you know, so I'm just thinking now there's I think it would be, but I mean, Ebony, you have a young one. How old is he? 9?
No, Kaya's 7. And let me tell you, Lord is working with me with patience because that boy, I'm telling you, I was in the store the other day and this police officer was like, oh, he said, hey, beautiful. And I'm looking because, you know, I have my hair pinned up. You know how I do. Just looking
I be telling you, keep it down. I love it down.
Yeah. So he was like, hey, beautiful. And I looked, he was like, so did you put onions and celery in your dressing? I'm like, you know, yeah. Kai was like, who are you? He was like, you ain't my daddy. So
you heard what he said.
Yeah. He said, you don't need to be asking my mommy how she make her dressing. And so I said, Kai, he said, hey, little fella, I see you're just a little aggressive one, aren't you? I said, oh, Lord. So he's like, mommy, it's time to go. You got all your stuff? And I was like, okay.
Did he come home and tell your husband?
Wait. So anyway, I'm walking off. He said, well, I guess I see you around. I said, I guess not. And then Kai said, mommy, I'm about to call daddy. I said, what the heck? I was like, no, you're not. You ain't about to call your dad. No, we ain't doing that one. And so Larnell was calling my phone and here go Kai. Telling his dad, like, this guy was flirting with my mommy. And if I had my phone, I'd have took a picture of him and said, oh, this is what this generation is.
Yes.
And this generation is more social media. I didn't have social media growing up. My form of communication was a payphone and a pager.
Yeah. And by the time you get to that payphone, it was over, you know.
That's why I said it's so much harder now with social media. It's definitely, I would not. I just think raising a kid, it's just,
Ooh, okay, so Daniel said it's time. And so thank you everyone for tuning in. Tiffany, you want to take us out with the Twitch and Facebook? You know, you didn't get a shout out.
Yes. I can't but totally go. Oh, sorry, Daniel. Okay, so you guys definitely follow us. Thank you, Daniel. Rainier Avenue Radio, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We'll see you guys next Tuesday, 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Bye.
Oh, Happy New Year to everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
Yes. We will see everyone in 2023.
Yes.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Bye-bye.